I've just put together this bicycle wheel truing stand to a design by Roger Musson. Mr. Musson wrote a book called Wheel Building, which is available in PDF format, and the plans for this stand are in that book. It's a simple construction. There's no real critical dimensions or anything, so it would be easy enough to duplicate it without purchasing the book, but I recommend you buy Mr. Musson's book. It's a good book. There's other great information in there, and honestly, if you're going to build a stand of this type inspired by Mr. Musson's work and you don't buy his book, you'll be standing at the gates and Peter will be explaining why you're a sack of shit. So buy his book if you're going to build the stand, and buy the book anyways if you're interested in bicycle wheels. So Mr. Musson built his out of MDF coated with vinyl, I think it was. I didn't have that material, so I've just used plain MDF and I've painted it to keep it reasonably resistant to moisture, etc. I'm lucky enough to have a very skilled cabinet maker friend who generates scrap material, sheet goods mostly, and he provided the plywood and the MDF that I've used here. I did stray a little bit from the design as drawn, just for to accommodate my tools, materials, and a few aesthetic changes. But this is largely Mr. Musson's work here. Aside from the MDF and the plywood, there's a bit of steel for the jaws, and that's it really. It's pretty simple. So these are the MDF parts of the truing stand, ready to go together. I made some minor changes to Mr. Musson's design. I increased the thickness of the support pilaster, just an aesthetic thing really, and I added a mortise and a key there, just to make putting it together a little easier. I think it'll be easier to glue up and get it square and all of that without parts squirting around so much. So I've gone and done that, and I decided to put a relief in for the steel jaw, and I have used steel. This is 1/4 inch by 1.5 inches, so that's be a 6mm by 38, and I've made them much larger than the design calls for. Just I had the metal and thought I would do it this way, no real reason. And to attach it, I'm going to embed a T-nut in the lower hole. It's going to be in the MDF like that. Then when that's put together, it will capture the T-nut, and I'll be able to fasten the jaw on like that. Now I was a little bit worried about the T-nut spinning in the MDF. I cut some of the points off. Well, I cut all the points off shorter, but I reinforced the MDF with epoxy resin so it won't spin. Once I pound that in there, that's not going anywhere. So getting ready for assembly now. If your paint booth is as elaborate as this one, you'll know all about the bugs, the dust, the pine needles, and every other damn thing. On the bottom, the bolts that hold the columns in place are just housed in recesses there, so I can adjust it. This one's a sliding column to move it in and out for different hub spacing. I only plan to build 26-inch mountain bike wheels or 700C wheels. I'm not interested in boost spacing or whatever else the marketers want you to want. So my needs are simple, but if you had other projects in mind, it'd be easy enough to make up another set of jaws or a modified set of jaws that could accommodate different sizes of hubs, and that's explained in Mr. Musson's book as well. Well, I'm just going to throw a wheel in here, and you can see how it should work. You can hear those bearings. That hub is shot, but the bearings anyways. But that'll give you an idea how it works. If the tire weren't on there, we could use this gauge to check the run out on the rim, side to side play. This gauge is meant to be positioned again without the tire on there, but this way so you can check for radial inconsistencies, I guess, in the diameter. And that should do everything I need to do. In the book there's also a description of a dishing tool for checking the dish of the wheel, and I'll probably make that as well. I mean, look at this, how's that for bearings? And I just rode this wheel on a really interesting bicycle trip a couple of weeks ago, and I was using this wheel. But look at that. Anyway, just threw that in as an example, but it's probably not the best example. So that's my wheel truing stand. Again, designed by Roger Musson. I'll put a link to his book in the description. Alright guys, thanks for watching.